Hey Navajo Nighthawks, this is Module 5, Lesson 18, or 19, excuse me, Lesson 19. So this lesson, we are going to continue working with addition and subtraction of fractions, and we are going to see what that looks like when we're solving word problems. So I will be reading the word problems to you, and then working it out here again, just so you can see what it looks like to use tape diagrams to help you process the information. And it's much easier for me to do that on a whiteboard for you. All right, so our objective today is I will be able to solve word problems involving addition and subtraction of fractions. So our first one says, Sue ran 9/10 of a mile on Monday. So Monday, she ran 9/10 of a mile, and 7/10 of a mile on Tuesday. So whenever you guys are doing a word problem, you want to kind of make notes of the important information. You can set up an answer statement if you want to help you work your way through the problem. So Sue ran 9/10 of a mile on Monday, 7/10 of a mile on Tuesday. How many miles did Sue run in the 2 days? So if we want to know how much does she run in the 2 days total, we're going to have to use addition, okay? Because really what we're trying to figure out, so if we were doing the picture part of our 4 square, she ran 7/10 and 9/10. And we're trying to figure out what is that total. What is that total amount for those two? So we need addition. If we had a missing piece, we would be doing subtraction. So our addition sentence is going to be 9/10 plus 7/10. So remember, when we're doing addition and we have common denominators, that's going to stay the same. 9 plus 7 gives us 16. So notice we have that improper fraction. So we are going to break that into a number bond so we can rewrite this as a mixed number. If I'm working with tenths, how many tenths do I need to make one whole? I need 10. So I'm going to take 10/10. 16 minus 10 is going to leave us with 6/10. So we can rewrite this 10/10 as 1 and 6/10. So Sue ran 1 and 6/10 of a mile. And answer statements are something that I always ask you guys to do. So if I were to come up with this, if I was working on a test or a paper, I would say Sue ran 1 and 6/10 miles on both days. And notice all this work I did to solve that, okay? So I'm going to box my answer. So if I were to be working on a test or going through practice, I can quickly look and try to find that answer instead of saying, that's not the answer. No, oh, okay, there it is. So if you write your answer statement and box it or circle it, then it's quickly, easily seen where that answer is. All right? All right, I'm going to clean the board and we'll do another one. Okay, so I'm going to read the next one to you. I want you to be really listening, and if you want to make notes on your own paper as I'm reading of what you think might be important, then that will really help you work through it with me too. Okay? So Mr. Salazar cut his son's birthday cake into 8 equal pieces. Mr. Salazar, Mrs. Salazar, and the birthday boy each ate 1 piece. What fraction of the cake was left? So what I would do for this one is I would draw a tape diagram representing that cake. Okay? So we know that Mr. Salazar cut the cake into 8 pieces. So then we should also know that we are going to be working with what fractional unit? We're going to be working with 8s. Okay, so if I break this cake into 8 pieces. We know that, I'm just going to say dad, mom, and B-Day boy. So dad, mom, and B-Day boy, they each had 1 piece, right? So if the cake was cut into 8s, 1 piece is going to be equal to 1/8, right? So if dad had an 1/8, mom had 1/8, and birthday boy had 1/8, we could say, well, if they each had 1/8, then they ate a total of 3/8, correct? But our question was, how much cake was left? Well, there's a few different ways you can do this. You can say, well, I can show you what was 8. There's my 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces left. So that would be 5/8 are left. Or we could show it in a subtraction problem. So 8/8 is what we started with. There was 3/8 of cake eaten. We know our denominator stays the same. 8 minus 3 gives us 5. So 5/8 of the cake was left. So I'm going to bring that down here and say my answer statement, 5/8 of the cake was left. And I'm going to box my answer. Okay, when you guys are getting to word problems, I really want to make sure you guys are drawing things out, you're writing things out, you're taking that important information. Word problems usually take a couple steps. So if you are doing one thing really quickly to answer a word problem, you might be missing something, okay? So really make sure you guys are taking that time and double checking your work. All right. I'm going to clean the board and we will do our next one. Okay, so our next one says, Maria spent 4/7 of her money on a book and saved the rest. What fraction of her money did Maria save? So I'm going to use a tape diagram again to represent what we're working with. So we know that 4/7 of her money was spent on the book. We don't know how much was saved. Okay, but we do know that we're starting with 1 whole. So like I said on our last one, if we have a missing piece in that tape diagram, we're going to have to subtract to solve. So we're going to take 1 minus 4/7 to figure out how much did she save. So you could use your number knowledge and say, well, if this 1 whole is, we're working with the same fractional unit, that 1 is worth 7/7, right? So we can show that here. I'm going to rewrite that 1 as 7/7. So now I can subtract. 7 minus 4 gives me 3/7. So our answer statement is going to say, she saved 3/7 of her money. Box my answer statement. All right. Okay, we've had time for 1 more. We'll do 1 more and call it a day. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you once and then we will work through it together on the whiteboard. Okay, so just like last time, you can be working, making notes on your own paper as I read it the first time. Mrs. Jones had 1 4/8 pizzas left after a party. After giving some to Gary, she had 7/8 pizza left. What fraction of the pizza did she give Gary? Okay, so I'm going to read through it one more time, and as I'm reading through it this time, I'm going to be making notes. So Mrs. Jones had 1 4/8. 1 4/8 left. After giving some to Gary, she had 7/8 left. So she gave some to Gary, and then she had 7/8. So what I'm going to do is draw that tape diagram. This is our starting unit. So that's what this tape diagram is going to be worth. Okay? 1 4/8. We know that she gave 7/8 to Gary. What we don't know, so this is Gary, we don't know what is left. So just like last time, that's kind of deceiving when it says left. Just like last time, if we have this missing piece, excuse me, we need to subtract. Subtract our total from what part of the whole we do know, and then that'll give us our missing piece. So we're going to take 1 4/8 minus 7/8. Okay, because we have that mixed number, let's convert this to our fractional unit of 8s. So this 1 we know is going to be worth 8/8, right? I need 8. My denominator is 8. I need 8 to make 1. So 8 plus 4 gives us 12. So I'm going to rewrite that as 12/8 minus 7/8. And now we can subtract a little bit easier. Our denominator stays the same. 12 minus 7 gives us 5. So our missing piece in our tape diagram is 5/8. So we can say our answer statement. Oh, excuse me, I wrote these wrong. No, that's right. This is wrong. We didn't know how much Gary had. Sorry, guys. This is Gary. This is how much she had left after she gave some to Gary. We didn't know how much we gave Gary. Sorry about that. So our answer statement would say she gave Gary 5/8 of the pizza. And we're going to box up that answer statement. Okay. All right, you guys. So through this Edpuzzle, you guys have been getting questions, word problems. Really make sure that you're double checking your work. You are writing things out. You're not just guessing or trying to do it in your head. If when you write it out, then you're less likely to miss steps. Okay. And when you guys are putting in your answers, make sure you guys are putting in your answers as an answer statement. All right, you guys, great job today. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will see you guys soon.